For an example, I'm just taking a simple cube, press F. Now if I want to edit this modifications, correct? So what I have to do, I have to go to the mode. There are no modeling options available in the menu bar, correct? So what I have to do, I need to download. Sometimes what happen, it is still into a beta version, some plugins. If I click on this plugins option into edit plugins, so there are various plugins are available which we have to download or we have to select as per our requirement. For as of now, if I require the mesh edit tool, I'll select the mesh, edit mesh, mesh painting, polygon edit tool. Yes, here you can see this is into the beta version 1.0. Modeling tool editor mode. Yes, I'll just select this beta version and say restart. After enabling all the plugin, Unreal need to restart. If I click on the restart, then only it will come. As of now, I do not require save my scene, so I'll click not to save. So our Unreal will restart and we will get the modeling option in mode menu. I just simply show my desktop. It is opening up. Till that time, what I'll do, for an example, this is the one simple shape which I have created. Okay. I'm sorry, some messages are coming up. This is one shape which I have created into a 3D Max or any Maya software. If I want to import into Unreal, see, when we are before importing into the Unreal, it has to the UV has to be the properly open into respected software. So this is the simple, the cube rectangle which I have created. Now simply I'll apply the unwarp UVW map, correct? I'll go over here and say open UV editor and simply I'll say options, modeling and the flatten mapping. So my UVs get, the open over here. Now what I'll do, I'll just unselect file, export selections. If I click over here, just minimize, let's see that Unreal is opening up. Yeah, this is open. Select, close. Now here we can see we have got our modeling options, correct? Into a modes modeling options. We need to turn this on from the plugin, edit plugin. Now into the mode we have the different option. If I'll just drag my move over here, actually I'm using a multiple screen, right? So I just minimize the viewport. If I'll say polygon, click over here, here we are getting freehand, interactive, extrude, circle, square, we have complete. Primitive tool, if I want to add, you can see over here this is already snapped. Here I do not need to do a snap, this is automatically come. Cylinder, if I want to add cylinder over here, I just need to move and select which area I require to add. We have cylinder, we have cone over here, we have rectangle over here, disk, we have simply disk we can add. So there are lots of options we have over here. As of now I have the box over here. I'll just select, escape, enter. So this box is automatically came snap to grid on my vertices. So there are multiple options are there into a modeling. We can draw, we can do a polypath also. I'll just select, I'll just maximize my viewport over here. Snap, click. This is specially used for when we are making a wall. The point is left. 1, 2, 3. Here we can do snap to grid is on, just reduce it into whichever object I've created, it will automatically add it into the my content generated. If you'll see this, so no need to save, it automatically will come into my content. Go more, modeling menu is there. Again, I'll just maximize my viewport, escape, enter, select this object and delete. F and just delete that part. Alt, left click, right click, left click, select this object, press F, right click, I can move this sessions over here, right? So this is really very easy and simple way to understand the UI of the Unreal, right? This is really very simple. Now I was talking about if I want to importing any object, right? So what I'll do, I'll select or any object with simple shapes I've created. I'll go to the export selections. It has to into the FBX, go to the desktop for Unreal, which I've just created by default. This is just a 1 second, this is not responding. For Unreal, this is the box, double click. Here is the one setting which we need to understand. We need to turn on these three options into a geometry: smoothing groups, tangent, and bionormals. Preserve edge orientation, so my vertex and my edge orientation will be the same. Here I have to use latest FBX 2019. If I click over here, so which product, or if I want to import this object which I've created into a Max, if I want to import into a Maya or any other Autodesk software, so it is indicating over here 2019 applicable FBX plugin, correct? So this is really very handy to use that. Just a little bit slow. Drag this over and say click on the OK. Now what I'll do, I'll go to my this content over here. If I want to make a new group, I need to click on this add new. Here I, from this list, I can add particle system, material level, blueprint, new C++, new folders, foliage, if you see over here. So first of all, what I do, I'll just make a new folder. So I'll click on this add new and click on the new folder, and I'll say 3D underscore model. And yeah, you can't give space. If I give the space here, will showing us some error. You can't give space in Unreal. Say 3D model, just double click on that and click on this import. I need to go on my desktop for Unreal box, double click over here. Here we are getting an option. If I'm importing animated character, I need to turn on these options into my mesh, skeletal mesh. Now I'm just importing only one cube, right? So I have not used bones in my 3D Max files. I'll just say import all over here. Now here we can see this is easily come over here. The color is there. I'll just drag and drop over here. In my vertices, I'll just select and delete that. I'll just drag my object over in my scene, press F. Here we can see this is simply project imported from 3D software. Now the best thing is what I have already opened the UV. So I'll just search wood textures. 3D model, this is a wood texture, just need to drag and drop. So simply it is so easily apply over here. Here you can see, correct? I'll just need to drag down this, that I can do that. Now that way we can import FBX into the content editor. It's better to always create a folder structure in your content editor, correct? I need to drag and drop. Here we are getting an option you want to move or the copy, correct? That option is also available over here. If I do the right click on my object, any object into the content browser, here we have the option re-import level of detail, LOD. LOD means level of detail, which is really very important. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll understand what is a static mesh. If I do double click on this my object, double click, so this window will open. This is my static mesh options, correct? If I'm double click, what I'll do, I'll just drag to drop over here so I can see my scene view, and this is my static mesh editor, correct? If I click over here, if I want to do the level of detail to my object, I can do that. Level of detail is useful when we are using the lots of foliage in our scenes, right? Once I zoom out from my scene, so automatically level of detail will get reduced on that object, that is we'll call the LOD. Now once I click on this file, we have the different menu bar over here. We have the file, save, save as, open, choose file to save, connect to source control, edit, undo, copy, paste, edit preferences. We have project setting, plugin manager we have over here. Then here we have the asset reference viewer, assets, size map, what size I have used in that. Here you will see you have the UV channels too, mesh, audit asset, shaper, re-import box. Collision is really very important. This is box, right? So if I need to click box simplified collision, I need to click on this. Here you can see this is automatically converted. Green color outline came on my cube, correct? Here we have collision. We need to turn on this collision. Click say save collision, click on this save. Now if I go over here and just press S, I just double click on this my objects, mesh, collision, 10 DOP. We have generate a new axis. This 10 DOP means generate a new axis, align box collision max with the 4 x-axis align, 10 total sides. This is means 10 total size, X side, Y side, Z side, 10, 18 side, correct? So this is the 18 sides. It will create the collision editor. Just click over here, collision, bond. We have socket here, socket. We can see the X, Y, Z over here. If I move to move my collisions over here, wireframe, I can see my view into wireframe, vertex color, show pivot point, show normals. Here you can see we are able to see the normals, tangents, bionormals, vertices. If I want to see the vertices, UV, UV editor, UV channel, UV1, generate UV. You can generate the UV as well over here. Show gizmo, correct? See, this is the UV modifications. I just close this. Static mesh, we need to double click on this object into the content browser. Static mesh editor will open over here. For an examples, what I'll do, I'll select F. I don't know where it is located into my content. I need to select my object. Go over here, click on this magnifier options, click on that. Automatically it will show where it is located in your content editor. Double click. Again, static mesh will get open. Select this object. Collisions, if I'll say collisions, show collision, here we can say this is the collide. We are not doing any simulation as of now. This is simply the UI user interface, how we can with the help of the simple tools, what are the different features available into the Unreal, how we can get start from the Unreal. Suresh, my audio and screen is clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So before anything, what we have to do, we always have to do the mesh editings. We have edit mode. If I want to do edit over here, toolbar, save. Here you can see this is applied over here. LOD auto, level of detail LOD means highlight you want to give or not. So drag and drop over here. So that was the static mesh editor. Again, if I select this object and if I say where it is located in my scene, double click, again it will open over here. Now once we'll do the simulation, that time again we need to open this and we will see the more detail about this static mesh editor. select and delete. Correct. So into the mode, we have the modeling options over here. Double click. We have brush setting, we have landscape. If we want to create the landscape, we need to click on this create. This is also the depending upon the size and the chords, how much size and chords do we require. 256, here we can see increase the size. 7 quadrille is there. 2 sections, 1 sections, this is depending. Number of the components, overall resolution, if we reduce it, you will see the scaling reduce automatically. So I have created a very small size landscape over here. So create. Here we can see now we have very small landscape. Select and delete. I need to come out from that mode, selections mode, select and delete. Correct. Now here we have the setting, world setting, project setting, plugin setting. If I click on this world setting, again this setting will get open over here. World settings, game mode, how much game mode we require, setting, project setting. This is my project setting which I require to do if I want to change the color or any shortcut keys which I need to apply over here. Right here we have the mega scan options. I'll show that after some time. Here we have the blueprint. If I want to make my own blueprint, that also I can do that. Blueprint, if I click over here, it will pop up a new window. It's kind of the event graph editor. Here we have to create graph. If you know the C++, it's okay. Otherwise they have a lots of normally event graph get input from the event graph. If you see over here, we already have the lots of different presets. Very soon we'll take the sessions on the event graph over here. Right here we have to save in event graph. Whatever you do, we have to click here. Now you can see now this is the the check mark yes on is came over here. That means it's saved. Blueprint is there. Cinematic, if I want to see a timeline in Unreal, I need to go into cinematic. I just create my screen over here. Cinematic, add master sequencer, add level sequencer. Just click on say save. Here we can say we have created the timeline. If I've given the animations to my camera or object animations like in Maya or any 3D software like what we are seeing in graph editor, the same functionality will come over here. Correct. If I want to create the new camera, just need to click on this camera over here. Camera access is showing over here. If I need to do the animations, we need to give the keyframe. Correct. New blending with the camera actor editors. So that is what we can do into the sequencer. First we need to understand what is the which tools are used for what. Cinematics. When we talk about the build, for an example, in my scene, I'll just change my directional light. Now we'll see something more about the direction. Let's search directional light, light source, directional light. Yeah. If I rotate this directional right, as already we were used to get some error over here, real time, bit time, right? If I'm moving my object over here, just in case if you are facing any error, correct? So what we have to do, we have to go into this build, light info. Just 1 second, I'll just maximize this. I need to go into my build options, building lights only. If I click over here, what it will do, it will recache, rebake my light because I moved my light. I have added object over here. If you'll see that the shadow and the light will bake over here. Again, after calculating that, it will calculate again. Lighting build completed over here. For an example, if I am adding one more light, point light which I have added in my scene. Now press F. I'll just go a little bit into the modifications outliner. Like normally we are getting the same properties what normally we are getting into the light, right? Detail, just click over here. Intensity, what kind of intensity do we require in our scene? Just drag it over here. Light color, select, and we can change the light color. Say okay. Source radius, if we want to change the radius, we can do that. This is the reset. Yellow, click over here. Default value. Source length, I can do that as well. Use temperature. Indirect intensity, here we can reduce on and off that, make it compatible. Rendering, do I require my light has to be the render? Yes, and on and off I can do. Actor hidden in the games, this will get hide if I'm using the blueprint or any trigger, right? Now see, trigger means what? If my character, for an example, I've created one room. In that room one character is entering. After it's once it's enter, I want my automatic my room light will get on. So we need to use trigger for that, right? With the help of, here we can see a box trigger we have. For an example, what I'll do, I'll scale it into, this is the not renderable. Here we have to give the blueprint. This is just a small example which I'm just showing you. This is a simple one trigger. If my character is outside of this, the outlet, once is enter in my scene, my light will get automatically on. So we have to add this trigger with blueprint. In the blueprint, we have to give command what will be my in and out, correct? That is very simple. I'll just select and the trigger over here. I'll select my light, point light over here. Here we have the performance light functions, so different properties we have over here. Now, if you see, as I already told you, this static, stations, and the movable light, we have the three different light options over here. I'll just open the my light, this options. If I see a static, right, my light will be the static, it will be the non-movable shadow and the specularity, everything will be the same. If I'll say unlit, this is the normal, again lit. If I'll create the directional light, now this time what I'll do, I'll create a spotlight over here, create the spotlight, just drag it over here. If you'll see, this is automatic a stations light. Movable light, directional light, I'll create a directional light. If I'll say movable light over here, this will get real time effects in my scene. But we always have to remember that movable light will take more amount of time to cache or the bake, correct? So that is also depending upon the hardware which we have in our computer. So that is depending upon the light. We want to use static light. If we want our light is not moving, shadow is fixed, our characters are not going into that particular area, that time we can use the static light. Stations light we have, that is a mobility. Movable light, like the torch light, that is the movable light. If we are creating with the help of the spotlight, so we have to do into the movable light. This is the light intensity. Here we can play with the different light intensity, right? Now what I'll do, I'll create the new project this time and go to the game. Here I will use the third person game this time. Ray trace, enable, content, with starter content this time for the default, and say create. Don't save, I'm not selecting this my scene. Now here we will see, in this third person game, character is already built up. The scene have the different cube box with the different materials and the graphs in that. Take a little bit time to get open. Then after we will open the flight game. So like this is the different project, different presets available into the Unreal. And it is really, really very easy. Trust me, respected faculties. Once you start this Unreal, you need to understand first the UI, because that is the really very important. If you see over here, this is my scene. I'll press F11. F11 over here. Here you see this is my third person game. If I'll move this my cube over here. Now this is what I was talking about. See, light need to be rebuilt because I have moved my object, but if you'll see, this is again calculating my previous shadow. So what I'll do, F11, to scale this, build, and say light, building light only. Just click on that. Build. In build, we'll get that options. What it will do, it will recalculate shadow and the other property. It will recalculate. If you see, once it's done 100%, we will not able to see this error. See now, correct? So this is also depending upon your the graphic card which you are using it. Now if you'll see, if I'll say arrow this, and if I want to play this, select and say play. Again W is there. If you'll see, this spacebar is for the bounce. If you'll see, there are multiple event given to this character. If you'll see, it is jumping up and down. It's not going, flying into the space. It is coming down. So there are lots of event is given to this. If I'll say spacebar, this is my third person game. Again, if you'll see, this is the dynamically connected over here. This is a the gaming controller when we are playing into the PlayStations on WS A D. Now G is from the escape to come out from this camera view. If I'll say new project, this time games, this time I'll use the vehicle and say new project. I don't require the ray tracing as of now. I'll just say create over here. Do not save. So we can open this template, or we can create the extremely new level. New level means I'll create from the scratch. After this project, I'll show you that how you can create your own level. In terms of in Unreal, it's also work on the world light, right? The real scale light into the physical. It is like kind calculations of the mathematics algorithm they have applied in that. If you see this over here, this is my scene. Here I want to add more objects or elements in this. I'll go F11 again. If I'll say play, W, left click, WSD. This is a simple. In my very soon after the few sessions, you will able to make this kind of the games very easily. S, again it's going up. If I'll press tab, I'm watching towards, I'm through this mode. Select S over here again. Again you can press tab W, S. This is the simple game. If you will see the different, the element is they already have added. If you see, this has become a more dynamic over here. Here we can see the car movement. Correct. Escape to come from the game out view. Now I'll create a file again, the new project. Now this time we'll start with the blank scene. I do not require any object in my scene. I will create the new level this time. So what is the important of the level editor? Level editor is the options where we can create our own lighting setup, object setup. Like you have seen into the different templates, there are pre request, the light project and assets are there. So for the game assets, what I'll do, add new. Here I can add the new level. Click over here. Once you click on the new level, always we have to give the name. Right click and say rename. Escape. Right click and say rename. test. This is my test. If I do the double click on that, here we can see this is new level is open. Unreal is also worked on our real light scales. If there is a no light, everything is the black. So what I'll do, I'll just create a basic shapes. For an example, I'll just drag my cube over here, scale over here, and if I'll say unlit now, right? Again, scale, reduce it down, scale it as per your requirement. Right? Again, click on this unlit. Now I have not added light in my scene. I'll go to the light. I will use directional light. Here you will see it's again asking lights need to be rebuilt. Means again you need to go build lightings only. Now after that I will add the atmosphere fog. If you'll see the ready-made presets, it's building a lighting calculations. Correct? Here if you'll see now we are getting this checker color in that. Correct? Great. Now what I'll do, now I'm making my own level, right? So I've added first one cube over here. That will be my ground. Now I will add, this time I will add the atmosphere fog in my scene. Just drag and drop. If you'll see, if I'll rotate my this view, here you'll see the fog is added in my scene. I'll just select my atmosphere fog and just pull it just to a 000 transform. That is always best way to keep which is the default property into a 000. Now what I do, which directional light I have created, right? So I need fog has to, my directional light fog has to attach with my fog light. So click on that. Here we can see now if I'll rotate my directional light, press F. See, this is giving me a realistic view. My fog is following my directional light. This is very simple, guys. Now what we'll do, now here we will add more sphere reflection. Sphere reflection capture. It gives motor a little bit more realistic into my light bounce over here. I'll remove my fog. We add sphere reflections. Again, pull this into the 0 0, because otherwise always we have to, the select focus on the selected object. To get why we have created this sphere reflections, because we will get accurate reflections in our scene. Now plus we will add this skylight in our scheme. If you see, correct, and I'll just make this to a 0 0 and 0 over here. If I want to add HDRI light to my skylights, I just need to say the spherical ramp, click over here, HDRI light. Again I need to calculate again, showing build lights only. Now if you'll see, if we open any project template, they have the same light setting what we have over here. Now what I'll do, I'll just import simple chair. In my scene, see it's again asking, because whenever I cache that light, that time my object was not there. So every time whenever I add my object or do some modification into my light or the object, I always have to do light catch up. Correct. Now what we'll do, we'll add the more, if I'll zoom out here, I'm able to see, a little bit more exposures control. Here we have the exposures control, field of view, gamma view, bookmark, create. Just click real time. If I do not move my sky into the real time, I can just click on this, the real time options. Show we have, lit we have, gamma setting here we have, lit, unlit. If I click on this gamma setting here, you will see my exposure is automatic, changing as per my view. Here you'll see it's become a little bit more brighter over here, right? Okay. So here I will add one more. This is the called the post process volume. Now, why I've added the post process volume? For an example, I've created, a different cave or room in my scene. If I'm going zoom in and zoom out, if I'm going inside that, so automatically it will get, brightness and the darkness will come, because as per, if we look sun towards for the 5 to 10 seconds, then again if we'll see any wall, it's gonna be little bit, it will start from the little bit blackout. Correct. So this is the post process volume we need to give whenever we create any scene over here. Make again this to a 000. It's better to have, this setup in our level, right? Now into the post process, here we have the exposures, right? Post process, I just need to type, if I require anything, I just need to type into my this placeholder. Into my exposure, if I go down here, we have the maximum brightness and the minimum brightness. I need to make sure it has to be 1 for the maximum and 1 for the minimum. Now what I'll do, I'll just move rotation my directional light over here. Again I'll do build bake lights only. So this is the level editor which I have created. I can import any object, any characters, in my scene. If you see over here, if I'll go zoom in, zoom out, my exposure will be the same with the help of this post process volume exposure 1 and 1. Here we can just type to search over here, exposures, distribution exposures, correct? So, okay, now we'll see something about the more the basic of the material editors, right? How the material editor we can make, what are the different options are available into the material editor, right? So what I'll do, I'll go to my container, or I right click over here, right click, add new material. I need to click on this content browser, click on this material. I'll say m underscore test, enter. I'll just remove this chair from my this m test. If I do double click over here, you will see, I'll just drag scene over here. Now here you will see this is again become a very simple. Into the material, see, into the Unreal, it's work on the physical base material, right? Into the real time, if I press L and the left click, that way I can change my direction of the light of the default material editor. Here you will see, press cylinder, my object will become the cylinder, L. So that way I can change my light directions. If you see this arrow over here, this become a plane, this will become a cube, and this will be again, you need to select the mesh over here. We need to select mesh for that. Now how this material editors work, we have to give different, the utility nodes to this material, right? So for the material editor, if you'll see on your right hand side, these are the different options we have into the material editor. If you'll see, this U means the shortcut for that particularly materials. Now what I want to do, I want to do a edit a textures, right? So I'll just press wood in my list. Now if I want to import this material in my material editor, so what I have to do, I have to select that. After selecting, it's become a this yellow color. I'll go my material editor, press M and left click. So it's become a, the multiplier. If you see, just one second, this is the L we have to press. Select this material, left click. L means the leap. Here we can import the two different materials together. I just refresh the screen over here. I don't require the T. Delete. Select any material which come into T. Left click. Yes, texture sample. It takes some time, 2 to 3 seconds. You will see that texture will come over here. Select this, press T. I'll select this material, press T and left click. T and left click. Texture settings. Now here we have the two difference. Here you can see this automatically will came into the gray shade textures map. Again, I'll just select any of this material, press T and left click. So that way I can import material from my content browser. I'll just select and delete that node over here. So this way I imported two different material. If I'll press 3 and left click, so here we are getting a 3 constant value. Here you can say I'll change into this pink color, red color, correct? I'll press this arrow over here. See here. Now what I'll do, I'll just drag this output. I'll just move aside this. Drag this output into my base color. Here you will see my color will get changed, right? If again I'll select and change any textures and the materials over here. Let's try that one more time. Select and the delete. Simple. I'll go to my content browser. Oh, I'm using the selecting the object. I need to select this material. Press T and left click over here. Yeah, now it's done. And just move this aside. Select, click, Alt and select so we can delete the break connections. Now what I have to do, I have to use this to material in my scene. Correct. So first of all, what I'll do, I'll create 3 and left click. So basically this will come into the pure white color. I'll just make this into the 111. If you see my RGB become a 11 over here. Now I'll select M and left click. This will be my multiplier. Now I want to apply this two texture in this base color. Correct. I want to apply these two map texture into my base color. So I've created multiply, M left click, 3 left click. I'll select my textures from my scene, press T, so that will come over here. So now first of all, what I'll do, my this constant value which into RGB is 111, I'll drag this into the my multiplier options A. Correct. Now I'll press this into my A. Now here you will see multiplier, then L, left click. L is a linear output value. L, linear output value. I'll drag this color into my base color. As of now, I have not added textures to my lab material. Just click over here. I'm just dragging. My RGB will go to my alpha. This has to come into my alpha. And this my A will go to my B. I'll just press this. Here you can see we have used this two textures in our single object. Just 1 second, I'm just applying. Here you can see over here. Now if I'm changing that color into this blue color and say OK, here you can see we have applied two textures into my base color. Right? Now see, I'll just go through this one more time. Now I created new material, right? In content, new material editor. Once you create the new material editor, it's gonna be something like do material test. If you do double click on that, material editor will get open. Now if I want to use two different materials same together, or if I want to apply this same to my base color over here, I'll just directly create that. If I want to use any textures, so I have to do different calculations in this material editor. M, left click, multiplier. L, left click. The same option we have over here. I'm not creating from outside. If you'll see over here, multiplier. If I click on this, see, this is multiply is already there. If I'll just move this the webcast, see, M is already there. Correct? So this is the different setting we can do with the help of this material. We can physical X material we can do. Correct? So this constant material will go to the multiplier. Now here is benefit. I'll just drag and drop to my base color. Here you will see we have become this multiplier, these two colors. This blue color is there, this texture sample is there, right? If we apply the previous node, correct, my lab into my base color, so that way we can use these two texture together. That is already we have into the multiplier. And always remember, we always have to use apply and save.